what has been the change in your own life working with them?
Ah, in my own life, I think I have never been happier, never been more contented. Uh, and and the best thing about children is that they give you an immediate response. And uh, when you see them appreciating, or even when I see them making that change, I mean, that gives a very different, it's a very different feeling. It can't be expressed in words. It's a beautiful feeling. I think that's what's changed in me. Yeah.
So you went full on, dived full head on into working with children.
Yeah, I mean, it is said that when you have some passion and when you really aspire to achieve something, then the universe just aligns with you and it makes it happen. So from one child, another child came, then more and more and more, and when that just converted into a profession, I also didn't realize it, and it just happened just in a flow.
So while you were doing this, because with children, of course, there's a lot of influence, there's a lot of conditioning that comes through their families, their parents, and the values, belief systems, right? How easy or difficult has it been to work with all of those included? And does that also involve you to connect with parents, help them understand their children better? Has that been challenging? What has been your experience with that?
Yeah, so far I've worked with about 1,000 teenagers, and say out of those 1,000 teenagers, about 400 families where parents were also involved, which were one-to-one sessions. Generally, it rings a bell in the parents' mind when things go a little extreme. They don't realize, and then they become all aware. Okay, like there was one parent who had approached me, say about 2 years back, and their son, he had failed his class 11th with only because, as we discussed, we understood, because he was maintaining his good boy image. So although he was not enjoying what he was doing, he was still putting the good face in front, because everybody used to say, you're a good boy, you're a good boy, you're a good boy. And he failed his 11th class, and the parents were more concerned at that point and about, what will he do next? Or this person we really trust, he's saying that he should go to so he studies in a Delhi school, and they said you can go to a school in some small town, and he should shift over there and he should not repeat the class. Now, at that point in time, the focus was more on other things than on the self-esteem of the child. Imagine what he was going through at that point in time. He was so shattered from within. He was feeling so rejected. He was feeling so so disappointed with himself. The focus, see, if the focus is on the self-esteem, then everything else falls in place. If things change from within, if a child or a person in general learns to accept himself or herself, then everything falls in place. The world starts accepting you. In students, the grades improve. I have seen that happening. They make their own decisions for their career. And that parent at that point in time did not start coaching at that point in time. A year later, the child was suffering even more. He got into vaping. He got into, vaping is also e-cigarettes. That's also become very big nowadays. He went into a very different direction because, yes, he stopped into the same school, but he could not bear that he was less than the other children. And things took a very different, and then they came to me. And then the parents were ready to listen and ready to understand how they could use conscious parenting strategies and how they could communicate better with their child. So then is when the parents' role. So now whenever I do either my personal coaching sessions or my group coaching sessions, they involve teenagers till a certain point in time, and then the parents and teenagers come together, because that's really important.